Alright everyone, the Bobulinski thing yesterday was absolutely lit. From top to bottom, the Bobulinski testimony that we got with regards to the Biden crime syndicate was absolute fire. It was fucking hilarious. He starts off and he's like, well, should I wait for Hunter to show up and testify? And then he calls Raskin a liar, and Raskin, raises objection to that. And then, of course, the House Republicans had to shut him up and say, well, in the rules, the decorum rules apply to us, but it doesn't apply to a witness who's just giving testimony because he's not an elected official. I would assume that Jamie Raskin already knew that, but apparently he's too fucking stupid to read their own rules. Anyway, AOC decides to cross-examine Bobulinski, to try to defend the Biden crime syndicate, even though she also spars with them. But she knows which side her bread is buttered on. And strangely claimed to Bobulinski when he raised the specter of RICO applying in the case of racketeering specifically, in the case of the Biden crime syndicate, because clearly they were racketeering. There was all sorts of quid pro quo. There's all sorts of corruption. We know this. I mean, the Republicans won't do anything about it. They're not actually going to ever impeach Joe Biden. I mean, if he gets a second term and they got a House supermajority, they might have the balls to do that, but then it would require that Biden be reelected, and we're all hoping that doesn't happen. They won't do anything about it. But Bobulinski worked directly with the Bidens. He was a close associate of Hunter. He's giving this testimony. AOC's trying to deride him, and he says, well, I've witnessed a bunch of crimes going on. One of them was RICO. She's like, RICO is not a crime. And it's like, well, yeah, it's a group of crimes. And I was finding it funny. I know that there's context, because she meant, it's a blanket term for a number of different crimes under statute. I understand what she's trying to get at, but she doesn't deliver it properly, looks stupid in saying that, and the irony wasn't lost on people. That AOC was effectively claiming RICO's not a crime, but what is Trump being persecuted under currently in Fulton County? Isn't it RICO statutes, I believe? Yeah, so you're saying that case should fall apart. I mean, I agree with you, but because it doesn't really apply. We're going to see what happens with Fani Willis, by the way, because an appeal has been made with regards to her being kept on the case at all. Then we're on bond watch as well. That's the Letitia James Engeron case. Engeron, not really a judge so much as a sympathetic prosecutorial figure, or persecutorial figure anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. Don't worry. Trump's not going to go bankrupt. People that don't understand the difference between wealth and money, like cash on hand, seem to think that he's going to be broke and penniless because he can't magically materialize $400+ million. I tried to explain this yesterday for people, and some people appear to have gotten the hint. Link in the description, though, archived, of course. The Bobulinski testimony was just off the rails the entire time. He was definitely a combative witness towards, certain people that were there questioning him, or towards Raskin and AOC and others, but sort of knocks it out of the park. We know that Biden is dirty with regards to breaking the law on multiple occasions. We're well aware of the fact that the only brand that Hunter could be selling was Joe Biden. One thing I would like to point out, and all too often it's not reiterated for people to understand. It's very important that people understand this. In the early hours of the cope and the wagon circling around the Bidens with regards to Hunter Biden's actions, they claimed that Joe Biden never had, and he claimed it himself, never had any interaction with his business associates. That is, he was entirely separate from what Hunter was doing. We found out that's not actually the case. We have photographic evidence, email proof, etc., and Bobulinski came with some of these receipts showing there was indeed a knowledge of what was going on. There were meetings taking place. Then we were told that, yeah, okay, we admit that Joe Biden talked to dozens of Hunter's associates, but they literally never talked about anything other than the weather or what they just ate or something like that. He was selling the illusion of influence. That is being undermined by Bobulinski's continued testimony. The brand was Joe Biden, and Joe Biden would not be able to brand himself in those conversations unless business was actually discussed. It wouldn't make any sense. Put yourself in the shoes of some investor or magnate in Ukraine or Taiwan or whatever, and you've got Hunter Biden there, and Hunter Biden tries to peddle influence by tricking you into thinking, well, I've got my dad on speed dial. He's the former VP, he's a former senator, he's a presidential candidate. And I've got him on speed dial. You want to talk to him? Yeah, sure. It'd be cool to talk to your dad. Wow, he might be the next president or something. So you dial him up. And then Joe Biden says, oh, come on, man, how's the weather over there in Hanoi or something like that. Is that really going to cause you to invest a bunch of money with Hunter? The fact that he can topically talk to his dad, but you can't discuss anything business related? Like Hunter literally says, look, you can talk to my dad, and it'll be funny and stuff. Maybe he'll even come over for dinner or something. But you can't talk about any of my business dealings because it would be illegal. Do you really fucking think that Hunter thought to say something like that? Or that Joe Biden would say, well, no, come on, man, you're asking me about the energy industry and buttfuck Rwanda or something. I can't talk to you about that because it probably violates U.S. laws. Dude, the dude had classified materials unsecured in his garage. Hunter's smoking crack, illegally obtaining a weapon, although I do not believe he should be prosecuted for that because I don't see anything wrong with having a weapon if you're smoking crack. He's trafficking possibly underage prostitutes across state lines. Yes, he gives so much of a fuck about the law. He's got so much respect for decorum. Only an idiot would believe that. Only an idiot or someone with severe cognitive dissonance who can only drag out the whataboutism of Orange Man bad or something like that. The fact is that AOC is brainless. She's actually kind of undercutting herself because a lot of her constituents don't even really like Joe Biden. He's not far left enough. He doesn't want to make Chairman Mao the official emblem of the United States. You know, they're going to replace the eagle on all of our currency with a picture of the dead embalmed Chairman Mao or Stalin or something like that. You know, I don't even know exactly what she's hoping to accomplish. If I were her, I wouldn't have even fucking shown up. I would have said, fuck this shit. You know, he's going to give his testimony. I'm staying above this fray because I don't want to look like I'm supporting Joe Biden when my constituency is extremely far left because Biden's an old white dude who with neoliberal policies, and that might not go over so well. Bobulinski dropping depth charge after depth charge on the Biden submarine because his polls are definitely underwater, pun intended, but it won't do anything. In the end, it will embattle Biden in the political sense with certain voting blocks. But it's not going to lead to probably impeachment, definitely not removal from office. And while we have a very beefy paper trail and digital trail leading back to Joe Biden through Hunter Biden's own corruption, and we have witness testimony from multiple people, not just Tony Bobulinski on the issue, they're not going to do anything about it. The Republicans are spineless cucks. I don't even know why Bobulinski fucking bothers sometimes. That's about all. Peace out.